What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Had a lot of response to the video I dropped last night about Geno Auriemma acting like a hoe. Um, and some of the response was interesting, to say the least. Others clearly didn't watch the entire video because they made comments that I addressed in the video and said I didn't say anything, but I did because I'm the one that made the video. So I know what I said. And if you didn't watch the entire video, well, that's on you. So maybe you should watch the entire video before you comment because you would have been given that information. But I want to apologize for the video with Geno Auriemma and in the interview at the end of the third quarter because when I recorded it, the volume was playing and it was 2 o'clock in the morning when I recorded, and I wasn't trying to be up till 5 a.m. And so I simply threw it into my editor, downloaded it, put it up. And then I saw that I had my purples edging not there either, and it was there when I recorded. So I don't know if it was a StreamYard deal or something happened, but I'm going to play the recording of it, of Geno's interview. And I'm also going to hit on a couple other topics because in that interview, he kind of went scorched earth on Don Staley there as well. And he has since given a statement apology that was obviously produced by UConn's PR department, not by him, and probably told that he needed to apologize because he acted like a lunatic. And that's fine and dandy. I mean, it is what it is. I think the apology was complete nonsense. And I think it was honestly unnecessary because what's done is done. Public apologies are all bullshit. And because you can't take away what happened and the moment that was taken from the players as well. Because what ended up happening was that tirade overshadowed the game itself. And then on top of that, overshadowed the fact that realistically, Geno Auriemma's two best players played like complete and utter horseshit. And that kind of deflected from that as well, combining to go 7-31 with Sarah Strong and AZ Fudd. And I mean, it just deflected off of the entire game. And I said before another video where people disagreed, some people disagreed. It was a badly played game offensively. And I don't want to hear that it was such a great defensive game. It was not a great defensive game. There were open missed shots all game long. Open shots all game long that were being missed, especially by UConn, but on both sides, because both teams shot horrendously. This wasn't a well played, oh, the defense was so amazing. I don't want to hear that crap. Was there good defense at times? Absolutely. Was the game a lockdown defensive? No, it wasn't. It was a lot of bricks, a lot of open bricks. And if you rewatch the game, I promise you'll see Jesus Christ. These women just couldn't make a shot. Just couldn't make a shot. And a lot of times in basketball, people confuse great defense confuse bad offense for great defense. And that was a lot of bad offense from both teams. So I stand on what I said. And I'll say it again. It was more of a bad offensive performance from both teams than it was great defense from both teams. If you want to be completely real about it, it was 46-42 with what, under 6.5 to go. And so it ends up being 62-48. Yeah, you want to know a lot of free throws that were shot down the stretch by South Carolina because UConn was fouling. But let me show you what Geno Auriemma had to say again, and then we're going to go into this a little bit more into some more depth because I'm taking it in a spot where some people think this is, others think that's ridiculous. Others, I have no idea. I'm telling you what we're going to go there. Just don't go away. I promise you, you're going to want to listen. You're going to want to listen. So here we go right here. This is from the third quarter interview with Holly Rowe. Don't know why I couldn't remember her name. But this is from Holly Rowe.
Coach, a kind of wild turn of events. Sarah Strong's jersey is split right down the middle. I saw you speaking to the refs about it. What message did you try to convey?
Right. There were 6 fouls called that quarter, all of them against us. And they've been beating the shit guys down there the entire game. And I'm not making excuses because we haven't been able to make a shot. But this is ridiculous. Their coach rants and raves on the sideline and calls the referee some names you don't want to hear. And now we get 6-0, and I got a kid with a ripped jersey, and they go, I didn't see it. Come on, man. This is for the national championship.
So I'll say it again. Like I said last night, he probably did not know that Sarah Strong tore her own jersey. I doubt Sarah Strong told him that she tore her own jersey. I mean, and if she did, then he sounds like an idiot. But then he doubled down on it at the end of the game in the post-game press conference, which made it more ridiculous. So maybe he still didn't know. I can't speak on it, and I don't think anyone can speak on it. We don't know. We don't know what we don't know, and I'm not going to presume to know something that I don't know. So we all saw what happened in the post-game. I'm not going to replay that one. I'm going to replay you a abridged version, a different version of it, and you're going to get a laugh out of it, I promise you. But in post game, then Geno Auriemma goes here, and he, like I said, he doubles down on what he said in at the end of the third. Now, he did go after Don Staley, and I thought that was a little bit whack. You know, you can feel how you feel, and I'm not even saying that she isn't doing that. And I don't think, because guess what? You've done it too. I'm sure you have, and you've done it before. You've done it, and you're going to do it again as long as you're still coaching. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you making a thing about it. Well, oh well, who cares? Who cares? Like, she's defending her team, and if you don't like it, well, maybe you should do a better job defending yours. I don't know what to tell you. And, you know, and there were people that were on my, you know, there were people that were in my comments saying, well, the reason the free throws, yeah, slow your roll, man. Slow your roll, because the reason the free throws had such a disparity, and you want to go into, because they shot threes. I don't know that you clearly didn't watch the game. I mean you didn't watch the game then, or you weren't, or you're so one-sided biased to one team, and that's fine. I'm not going to be mad at you for that. You can be biased all you want, but the free throw disparity was significant. It was 22-6. And you could say they shot 21 threes. That's great. They took 5 more shots than South Carolina did. And so let's make that 16-6. So they took 10 more threes. They took 10 more, and they took threes, whatever you want to say. A lot of the fouls that happened were not shooting fouls. They were off the ball. They were holding off of screens. They were holding. They were banging. They were fouling in non-shooting situations. And I understand you want to say they were fouling in non-shooting situations. There's video evidence of Raven Johnson literally having 2 arms around Sarah Strong in the first quarter. And they didn't call the fouls off the ball. That was a foul. If you don't think it was a foul, you don't know basketball. The people that said, it wasn't a foul on Sarah Strong at the end of the third quarter, she threw up a prayer. That's why they didn't call it. But yeah, she got hit by Joyce Edwards on one side, and she got hit on the other side. If you don't want to call that a foul, fine, don't call it a foul. I ain't going to argue with you. It was a foul in my opinion. But again, women's basketball, they get a lot of stuff that doesn't get called again. A lot of stuff that got called was off the ball. Off the ball. 6 fouls to 0 in a game that was played like a wrestling match yesterday. In the third quarter, well, it's pretty significant and pretty glaring. That's all. And you can yell about threes. You can yell about threes all you want. You can yell about them all you want. But the fact remains is that there were fouls that didn't get called. Again, it's not why they lost. So get out of your goddamn feelings, man. Get out of your feelings. It's just weird, bro, that some of y'all get so damn sensitive on some of this shit. But hey, be sensitive if you want to. Be sensitive. Like, we got a foul here. I mean, you got fouls that are being called on the floor that are putting people into the bonus. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, I'm looking right now at the third quarter. You know, it is what it is. What it is. I'm not. But anyhow, this is what he says after the game.
For 41 years, I've been coaching and I've been, I don't know, 25 Final Fours. And the protocol is before the game, you meet at half court. Anybody ever see that before? Two coaches meet at half court and they shake hands. Correct? You ever see it? They announce it on the loudspeaker. And I waited there for like 3 minutes. So it is what it is.
You said what you had to say. What did you say specifically?
Why would I say it? I said what I said. And obviously she didn't like it. I just told the truth.
You talked about the handshake. There's pictures of you guys in videos, pregame handshake. Was your frustration that it took a while for her to get over there? Or was this a separate instance pregame versus the one that was on social media?
No, I think you missed the point of what I'm talking about. So I'd rather not go into it. Anybody that's been in the NCAA tournament, you know what I'm talking about.
Early in the second quarter, Dawn got on the refs pretty heavily, and it looked like you came over and kind of asked if she's allowed to talk to them like that. I'm wondering if that fed into your frustration at the end of the game at all.
I just want to make sure there's not a double standard, that some people are allowed to talk to officials like that and other people are not. That's it. So, yeah.
All right. Now, coming from a guy who's been coaching for 41 years, as he said, yeah, you've talked to referees. I'm sure the way Don said you talked to those referees, according to you, I'm sure you have now. And you've gotten away with it countless times. And you have been a massive complainer for a large part of your career. And that's fine. You do you. Now, I know what he's talking about. And again, with people that are just in chats in the comments, the handshake that they showed was all these coaches going through the line and shaking hands. All right. I know what he's talking about. They have a protocol. They're after the lineups are introduced, the coaches go to the middle and they shake hands as well, individually, the head coaches alone. If you've watched basketball for even 5 minutes in March Madness, heck, during the regular season, you have seen this done. And if you don't, then you haven't. And I know what he's talking about. Now, again, I don't think that had anything to do with anything. I think the reality remains that he was pissed off that his team got the shit kicked out of it in the fourth quarter. By the way, this was not some dominant performance or dominating performance. The game was 46-44 with 6 minutes and change. Let's not act like this was some 30-point blowout. The game got out of hand in the last 5 minutes. That was it. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't some dominating performance. It was a very close game for 35 minutes. And to sit here and act like it wasn't, again, more nonsense. More nonsense. Like right now, I'm looking at the box score. 46-44 with 6:37 to go. Yeah, that was the score. That was the score. It was 51-47 with 4:39 left. Is that a blowout to you? Is that a dominating performance? No, what happened is in the last few minutes, they missed. And I mean, the biggest play of the game, I thought, was when they were trapping Joyce Edwards way down on the baseline. And she was able to escape 3 or 4 UConn players. And Makir got a layup on a break by herself. And that was, I think, I thought that was the dagger. That one hurt UConn big time. But after that, it became, I mean, they got a putback layup by Ocott after a Sarah Williams block and a Tanai Latson shot. And the ball landed right in Ocott's hands because no one came down to box her out. And then Fudd misses a layup. And next thing you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty much it. The last, 7 points? The last 7 points for South Carolina was scored at the free throw line. It's 55-47, and the last 7 points were scored from the free throw line for South Carolina. So, yeah, that's what happened. Now, this is what I think people wish they had seen happen at midcourt during the kerfuffle. And obviously, folks, this is obviously a creation of AI, so relax, don't get sensitive. But if I think some of y'all think it's funny. There you go. Don Staley just teeing off on Geno Auriemma's face. Ba 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 ba. As you can see, it says Meta AI, so calm down. So I thought that was funny. I did create that myself. I take pride in that. I thought that was hilarious. That's what you wanted to do, I'm sure. But now let's get to the point. I know we're 16 minutes in. You hate me for it, but I want to get to the point. I had a phone call during my post game, and the first thing that was said to me was, I don't want to say it was racist, but it was racist. It just is very interesting where people go with this when it's a black and white issue every single time now. I mean, I'm 48. When I was 17, I never heard this stuff before like this. Like when I was 22, I didn't hear stuff like this. When I was 25, it's like in the last decade, everything is just racism. It's like the only way that people know how to turn their give an opinion on black-white issue. And this is a sports issue and not a black-white issue to me, but it is racism. Would Geno Auriemma have done that if that was a white coach? Would Geno Auriemma have done that if that was a white male coach? And that was the question posed to me. I don't know, but it seems like it was racism. That's what I was told. Because that was right. And again, it was racist behavior because it was a white male coach with a black woman coach. I mean, if you think so, you think so. I don't know. It's possible. It is very possible that he wouldn't have done that to a white male coach. That's also part of the reason I don't think men should be coaching women's basketball, because you have bogus crap like that come up. You have stuff like that come up. And if you want to call Geno Auriemma a racist at 72 years of age, I mean, the dude coaches women's basketball. Or if you want to call him sexist, I mean, it was also racist and sexist because it's a woman. Was that racist behavior? And I see comments calling him a racist for that. And being that I got that phone call, I'm asking y'all the question. Do you think it was racist? Do you think he would have done that with a white male coach? I don't know. I don't think he would have. I'm going to be real. I don't think he would have. I think it was more sexist than it was racist, though. I think it was that male, I'm the man, and I'm the. I thought it was more of that. Because I don't know that. I mean, she didn't back down. Dawn Staley didn't back down, but at the same time, a male coach might have done something else. A white male, or hell, a black male coach for that matter, might have been like, who the fuck you think you're talking to, bro? And you might have had that. So I asked that question. Do you think it was racist? Do you think it was sexist? Or both? I do lean to the point where it might have been a little bit sexist because he's the man and he wants to act authoritarian like, and I'm the man, blah, blah, blah. I also do think at a certain point that maybe he was trying to take the freaking the magnifying glass off of how bad his two best players played. I mean, they played like shit. They were terrible. So I think there's a possibility maybe that was even scripted in his mind, because realistically, or even to the point of realistically, if we're not talking about this, we're straight up talking about how bad the game was. And I know South Carolina fans are going to go, it was a great game because you won. If you had lost 62-48, would that be a great game? No, you wouldn't think so. But I'm going to tell you this, I still think it was a shit game because it was just poorly played. Turnovers, poor execution, the whole nine. It was poorly played. And everybody who wants to jump on the defensive elite defense stuff, miss me with it, man. I don't want to hear the elite defense. I thought there were so many wide open missed shots. Like, and I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a rewatch of that game and torture myself, specifically on AZ Fudd, because AZ Fudd had open looks all game and she just missed. But and then he, this apology that he's put out there. There's no excuse for how I handled the end of game versus South Carolina. It's unlike what I do and what our standard is here at Connecticut. I want to apologize to the staff and the team in South Carolina. It was uncalled for in how I reacted. The story should be how well South Carolina played, and I don't want my actions to detract from that. I've had a great relationship with their staff, and I sincerely want to apologize to them, Geno Auriemma. That's obviously a statement from the PR department. That's not from him. That's my opinion. But even that in that statement, they failed there because you needed to apologize to Staley because the initial action was to her twice, third quarter commentary, and then at the end. And then on top of that, yeah, you owe the players for South Carolina an apology because they deserve the right to have their handshake by you after they beat you. They have the right to have their handshake, and you walked off like a child. You did exactly what you complained that Don Staley did to you, and you did it to everybody on that team. You did to everybody on the team. You did to all their players. That was the play. That's not the coach's moment. That was the players' moment right there. They just knocked off a team that won 54 straight games. And you took that from them. But again, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments, man. And what do you think? Was it racism? Was it sexism? Was it both? Was it neither? And again, I apologize for not having the audio volume on that one video. So there it is. And look forward to seeing y'all again. I will have another video on another topic from that game shortly because that one's bound to trigger some of y'all. You know how I roll. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Like the video, subscribe, hype it, leave your comments. I appreciate y'all. Come on now.